Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hi there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay. Let's get on with the show.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is W.T.F. Nation Radio. You're listening to the sounds of W.T.F. Nation Radio.
Hey everybody, welcome one and all. Today is July 9th, 2024. This is episode 176 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show, go away, this is the show where I give you all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I am, of course, CQ, your Pop Culture Warrior, and spoilers, I guess. Let's bring him back in here. Everybody, it's, that's the wrong button.
Oh, that's it, right?
That's the wrong button. Where's the damn button? There it is.
Time out. Time out. Hi, everybody.
I swear I've done this before. Hey,
this is the first episode?
Welcome to the first episode of Pop Culture Warrior. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. We're in horizontal. We're in vertical. We're on Instagram now. If you're watching on Instagram, we're all over the goddamn place. Coming at you live from the future. Hey, shout out to everybody out there. What is up? Jesso, man. What up, bitches? I love it. What up, bitches? Let's see. Heath says, happy scam day. Happy scam day to you. We're gonna talk about that shit because we're gonna get into that. Charles,
that's how you know you made it.
Hey, good evening. Greg says he's glad he won. He only had to send $200 worth of Apple gift cards to get the prize. Hopefully you sent them to me. Angry Elf. Hey, Billy out there says you clean up well, bud. You clean up well. Leon, congratulations. You've been selected a random. There you go. You've been selected a random winner. Outstanding. Seth's out there. WTF dudes. What's up, buddy? And it's CQ and Angry Elf, my two favorite knuckleheads. I love it. Says, I'm sad we lost Radar, but at least we got Corporal Klinger over here.
I'll take that.
Love it.
I'll take it.
You guys are outstanding. Yeah, Peter said it right. You get a gift, and you get a gift, and you get a gift, and you get a gift. Congratulations. Everybody won. Just don't come looking for me for the prize, because I ain't got it like that. Yeah, man, the fucking... So let's start right at the top with, we're doing a giveaway. Huge shout out to Hit Parade for sponsoring our awesome giveaway. But apparently, someone out there decided to clone the Pop Culture Warrior page, mostly in visuals. They didn't bother to actually call themselves Pop Culture Warrior. It was literally like, I don't know, what's the sign? What's the little
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever that little dangly bit is, they made that the name, but it had the logo, it had all of our branding, I should say, which is why I also changed. If you look at the Pop Culture Warrior page, I changed the little logo now just to update it and show that this is really us, because whoever these scammers are, they're not quick to make corrections. So long story short, we've got this huge Facebook giveaway going on, which if you're here for that, stay tuned. We're going to get to that. And all of a sudden, every single Leroy Jenkins, I like that. Get a shout out there, Jesso. But all of a sudden, like every post, every person that commented, it was like, congratulations, you've been selected. You know, click on this link. Congratulations, you've been selected. Click on this link. And I'm like, man, they really out there for it, ain't they? They really gunning for it, you know?
Yeah. That's how you know you made it.
Oh yeah, they use full name on it too. Yeah, man. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it.
All I know is that Nigerian prince, you know, hopefully he comes through.
I was a little offended only because I commented on there and they didn't tell me I won. I didn't get offered a free. I'm a little pissed. Everybody else got a prize, and apparently I didn't. I didn't win. I was the one loser.
You win some, you lose some.
Oh man, that's too funny. Hey Aaron, I remember she was princess. I mean, yeah. So great point, great segue. Tonight, joining us at the second hour will be incredible actress Teryl Rothery. She's awesome. She was in Stargate. She was in, I'm trying to think all the things she was in. Virgin River. Man, I literally had a whole thing. A bunch of stuff. Bunch of Stargate. Was it SG-1? Yeah, it was SG-1. Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, it's SG-1. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been in a bunch of things. I will say this is a pre-recorded interview. I'm always upfront about that. It's about 35-ish minutes long. She had to, unfortunately, at the last minute, she had to kind of ahead of time. She told me that we'd have to cut it down. I can tell you, it's a great interview. Good Doctor, yes, thank you. She's in Good Doctor. It's a phenomenal interview. I feel like we laughed the whole time. Like we were just having, we had such a great time. And she was so bummed that we had to cut it early. She's like, you got to bring me back for a second one. You got to bring me back. Because she really did have a good time, and she was kind of bummed that we had to cut it a little shorter. But I look forward to you guys seeing the interview. It's a phenomenal. I'm looking forward to rewatching the interview. Uh-oh, what's happening?
I just had an epiphany.
Uh-huh.
You need to get a panel at either New York Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con and bring all your guests that want to come back on the show and do a panel. Do the Pop Culture Warrior reunion panel. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
it's pure magic. It writes itself.
That'd be great. Well, we're going to be at Shore Leave, which both Teryl Rothery and Greg Grumberg, who we had on a few weeks ago, they'll both be there. And we've kind of set aside time to kind of link up and maybe grab a bite and shoot some stuff. So that'll be there.
When's Shore Leave again?
July 26th.
Isn't that the same weekend as San Diego?
Yes. You see, I feel like, you know, the memes with like all the numbers, and I feel like you're having a moment where your brain's trying to put stuff together.
I am having a moment.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Austin says, what you giving away? If it's an I eat ass bumper sticker or a toaster, I'll either throw it at a pole or a bathtub, but I like winning shit. Yeah, man. So, unfortunately, so let's address that. Unfortunately,
it's better than a toaster, but not as good as I eat ass sticker.
It's better than both. It's one of these incredible prizes. So we have generously donated from Hit Parade, which is a company that does, they basically buy certified autographed memorabilia and then repackage it and put it in mystery boxes. So one of the things we have here is number 29 out of 50, a autographed movie script. So it's a movie script that'll be signed by an actor or director from that movie. We have a one-of-one kind of Star Wars sketch card. So it'll be an original
Ooh.
1-of-1 sketch card. And then we also have a mystery pop vinyl, but it will be signed. It'll be authenticated signature series pop vinyl. So that's what we're giving away because of the fine folks over at Hit Parade. Shout out to Hit Parade. They're awesome. I should put up the little banner. Shout out Hit Parade. There it is. There or there, depending on which way you're watching us. And we'll be giving that away later on today. How this giveaway worked was you had all week to like the post on Facebook, to share it, to comment on it, and all that stuff. Time has passed, but fear not, because we have multiple gifts. So, or prizes, I should say, not gifts, prizes. We'll draw one winner from the Facebook group today. Starting tomorrow, there will be an option or a chance for our TikTok followers to win a prize. So starting tomorrow through the whole week to next episode, you'll be able to like, comment, share that TikTok for a chance to win next week's prize. And then if you still don't win that prize, fear not. The following week, you will have a chance. If you're watching live, we're going to do a live giveaway. Well, I mean, they're all live giveaways, but the winner will be selected from the live participating audience. I should say it that way. So, like right now, somebody could win without even watching if they had already entered. But that last giveaway of the month, one of our live viewers will win the final prize. So very excited about that. Should be awesome. I'm very excited. It's going to be cool. And one quick shout out to Leon. Nice. That was smooth. He switched. So for those that don't know, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/popculturewarrior. If you are a member, if you are subscribed, you get automatic entries to all our giveaways. And then based on what tier you are, you will get bonus entries. Mr. Leon tried to be smooth and bump himself up here at the last minute to get extra entries. Unfortunately, that closed at noon, so you missed your window. But next week you'll get the bonus entries.
Maybe.
Next week you get the bonus entries. Greg says, odds of my winning the random drawing next week in the comment section, 80-20. 80-20? Is it about 80-20 for what? Let's see. I think the script would be the final says Billy says, I think the script should be the final prize. I feel like that's just you guys, it's random. I thought about it a lot. I was like, do I nitpick over like this prize for this platform, whatever? And I said, no, because then there's going to be people like, well, I don't like Star Wars, or I don't like, last week we gave away a Marvel thing. I don't like Marvel, or, I don't like scripts, like whatever it is. So I figure this way, you enter everything. The only prize you're gonna know you're gonna win will be the last week, because that's the last prize. So otherwise it's a gamble. That's all this is, a gangle. Is the date and time definite for the J? Hey, quick question: is the date and time definite for the Jacksonville Vets service? That is not a question I can answer. I believe that's a U.S. Army W.T.F. moments. You got to go to their inbox or DM one of those guys. I stay out of the inbox. I stay out of the current. I focus only on the entertainment aspect of it and whatnot. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. This week is going to make me download TikTok again. Damn it. Sorry. I mean, look. All right. Let's call it what it is. You download it, you like the video, you share the video, you comment, you tag a guy, and then you delete the app. I'm fine with it. As long as you see it come in, then we're good. As I tagged my friend Counts. Yeah. Jim, yeah, you're good, buddy. I saw you there. Anyway, enough of that. We'll get to the giveaway. Don't worry about it. What do we got? Totally threw me for a loop there.
Nigerian Princess?
Did he do that? We did not do the drawing yet. Everybody's obsessed with the giveaway. And you know what? Me too. Me too. Angry Elf, tell him how I've been like, oh my God, I've been fiending,
Yeah.
fiending
Yes.
to do this giveaway and
He wasn't.
I just want to open the things. I just want to open the things so much.
He's like a kid on Christmas morning. He cannot. Like he is. Yeah. I've had to stop him at least 6 times in the last 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I told
it's
him the
fine.
fans, I mean, they would riot if he opened all this stuff.
Yes, yes, yes,
He
yes,
contemplated
yes.
opening one and selling it on eBay so he could pay off that Nigerian prince to leave his Facebook page alone. But I told him it's not worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's true. It's true. Let's see. Let's get to and one quick because I gotta plug it while I can. The Hit Parade stuff again. They are awesome. If
Yeah.
you want to buy something there, go to their site WTF-NR20. You'll get $20 off a $100 order. Phenomenal discount. And literally, like
Dude.
I talked to the guys and they're like, this is the biggest discount we've ever given anyone. So
Dude.
I
I
will be using it.
was that close this weekend because they had the 4th of July sale. And then on top of that, it was 20, it showed up as $20 off, not 20% off, but there was like
That's what I said.
still
$20
steep
off,
discount.
$100.
Well, yeah, but anyways, the point of the matter was it was like it was almost like I was robbing them, and then I was like, oh no, because
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna wait till the end of the giveaways.
Yeah. Yeah, see if
I'm
you
gonna
win
wait.
first. That's fine. I
Yeah,
figured. And
it'll
I did confirm, I think the code was good until the end of September. So, because in talking to them, I said, listen, I know my audience. Most of them are gonna wait to see if they win stuff first. So, and whoever's putting it, just so I see you putting all the emojis up there, I'm like swatting them away like they're real. So yeah, so you have until the end of September to use that discount code. And again, if the whole reason we're doing this and the whole reason we're giving the hard push and the hard sell is that if this goes well and if if they see that it's worth it on their end, they want to partner long term. And so every giveaway, every, let's say it's a quarterly giveaway or a bi-yearly giveaway, whatever, every giveaway will be sponsored by Hit Parade and we'll give away one of these really awesome boxes.
some of these things are killer.
Look at Greg. This show gives away the best shit. Don't think I forgot about the Game of Ham review. Been preoccupied with starting retirement leave on Friday. You're good, brother. You're good. He won. We did the FTX. He won the Game of Ham, which was a really fun game. We got to play that again. We got to play that again on next FTX, which I think is this Friday. I don't know. I got so much shit going on. Let me just tell you. Let me pause the show for a second and tell you I am on such a high. I'm on such a high right now. I mean, I did download. I did down a bunch of energy drinks, but not because of that. I always have to be very careful with what I share before it is sure thing. But let's just say I have a slew of guests that have confirmed they will come on the show. Two of them are currently filming, and they're like, "Look, I just need time to finish this filming, and then, I'll be able to come on the show." And like, big guests, big, like you will know these people. Not tall, not tall,
Tall,
not
wide.
large. No, these are people that you will know them from something. I don't know what it'll be, but you'll know them from
Wait,
something. Like
wait.
they're
I'll
known.
rattle off some names. Blink
No,
twice if I'm correct.
no, no. So,
Oh,
so we'll say that I can give you one name that we have confirmed and locked in the date. Very excited. Is and I want to make sure I the date correctly. I think it was right now because they did say something could come up. August 13th. August 13th, a couple weeks from now, we've got John Wesley Shipp, the original Flash from the 90s era Flash.
Yes.
John Wesley Shipp will be coming on the show live. We're doing that one live. And again, we had this when Chris Claremont came in, where I'm talking to these people. They're like, look, he doesn't do nighttime stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's an older gentleman. He's been around for a minute. And he likes to have his downtime at the end of the day. But for us, he's going to do it. He's going to come on 9 p.m. Eastern, come on live, which he's on the East Coast too. So 9 p.m. is a 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Like usually we do 9 p.m. because a lot of our guests come from the West Coast. That's 6 p.m. for them. It works out nicely. But no, he's an East Coaster. He's like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. So, but when I tell you some of the name, I hesitate to give clues, but we'll say one of the people is one of the leads of a current massive franchise series currently airing. And I'm going to leave it at that because anything more would kind of give it away. But again, great guests, great things. I've actually also, again, I'm just sharing, this is not news, this is not headlines, but I just want to share because I'm so excited. I wormed my way in, I guess is the nicest way to say it. I wormed my way into some of the PR camps. Man, these inner circles are really hard to break through. But I now have connections at WB, Warner Brothers. I have connections. I've begun negotiations with Apple TV. What are the other ones? Oh my God, I had a whole list. Hang on a second. Let's pull up the notes here. It's just
Share
really,
screen?
huh? Say that
Share
again?
screen? Share screen?
No, not share screen. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Yes.
I cannot
That's why
share
you have me as your
screen.
co-host.
No. We'll say Apple. I've got it now. Connection inside Apple. Disney Plus. I was able to communicate with some people over at Disney Plus. There's a couple of people who again said that they do want to come on the show. Like I said, 2 of them are still filming. One is currently on vacation. So they're like, look, I'm taking the summer off. Hit me up in the fall. I'll come on the show. And that's actually like 2 or 3 people that were like, yeah, I'll come on in the fall. I'm trying to think. What else can I say without saying? Got some great voice actresses that are coming on soon. We're just picking out the dates for that. Let's see, the AMC network, Hulu, AMC network.
That can be
Hulu.
anything.
Yeah. I've got some things. Some things are being worked out. That's all. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there because I feel like if I say too much, then you know me. I'm not the type to boast and then like, oh, I have to walk it back later. Like, oh, sorry, even though this person said they were gonna come on, and then perfect example. Sam Witwer, phenomenal dude, phenomenal actor, been in hundreds of different franchises, super well known for voice acting, for acting, different franchises, all that. Super nice guy. I've talked with him. He's like, yeah, man, I want to do the show. And I believe he believes it. I believe he means it. But it's just, he's a busy dude. And it's a hard thing to nail him down, especially for something he's doing on his own time and he's not getting paid for or anything like that. And then we've lost, and another thing a lot of people don't know, I don't want to say celebrities, because professionals, industry professionals, in the PR world, you call them talent. They'll change companies very often. They'll change who their PR company is. They'll change who their management company is. They'll change who, their agents are. So sometimes I'll be working with someone back and forth. And he's like, yeah, we got this. We're going to nail it down. We're waiting for this. And then you go back to them. They don't work for him anymore. And they're like, yeah, man, sorry. I'm out. I don't. So you have to start back at zero and try to re-engage with who his current people are. So I will say I have gotten in touch with Sam's new agency, and they're like, oh yeah, he mentioned you. And like, he's working on a project right now that he can't talk about. And once he's done that and it's announced, he'll come on the show and you'll talk. So hopefully he doesn't change agencies in the next couple of months, and then we'll get him on the show too. So yeah.
You need to get him to do like the Darth Maul, kind of
Yes.
get him to do like a Darth Maul rant, like, fever-ish, like, oh, Obi-Wan,
Oh man.
oh God.
Listen, what? I get where you're coming from, but I'm also the kind of guy where I'm like, I don't want to be like, dance, monkey, do the thing.
Oh, I know.
Do the thing.
I know. It's just that, like, for instance, you see those videos like Mark Hamill at a convention, and somebody asks him to like have a conversation between Luke Skywalker and the Joker.
I 100% again, but see, and I think, let me just say, I get complimented a lot about my style of interviewing and the way we go about with our guests, and I think the number one thing is that I try to treat them as a person and not as the character or not as the actor, celebrity, or whatever. And you see 9 times out of 10, especially when we have voice actors, they'll do it without being asked. Like, when you lead them down the right question path, they'll just naturally do it. And I always feel like it's better than me going, do the voice, say the thing and do the voice. Like, it's just, it works out better that way, I think. But anyway.
I'm just a greedy little person.
So greedy.
I'm greedy.
But thank you for asking. Shout out for all y'all for just hanging out with us. I am in such a profoundly good mood because things have just kind of been falling in place. And yeah, I say this every year where I'm like, this year is going to be our best year ever. And right now we are in the midst of our best year ever. And it's about to go into like, shifted to turbo. Like, it's about to like really kick off, and I'm very excited. But yeah, anyway.
Did you say you had a certain Autobot leader coming on?
We're working on that. I see, again, it's one of those things that I have to be careful what I say. I'll put it out there. It's out there. Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, we talked. We met face to face at a convention. We talked. We exchanged information, and he's like, "Yeah, what was it? His brother, I think, was
his brother was a Marine, and he modeled the voice after his brother. Yep.
So he's telling me the whole story. Like, he was really in it. He's like, "Oh my God, I'd love to do it," and yes, that'd be great. And so it was a done deal. And it's just one of those things where we haven't been able to connect and make it work. And now, again, he's an older gentleman. They're traveling and they're doing these different things. And he has projects he's working on. So hopefully one day.
What'd be awesome? If you got Peter Cullen and Frank Welker on the show at the same time. You had like dueling bubbles and they're fighting.
Oh, God. Listen, I'm on a high.
I know. It's a fanboy's wet dream.
I'm on a high of like things are going well, and then you're just bringing up all the shit that hasn't worked. Like, what about the other thing that hasn't worked out? Aren't you friends with Norman Reedus? Why hasn't he come on the show? Like, yeah, Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is why you have the show, and this is why you stick me in the bubble. Okay?
Oh God. Oh man. Are we about to hit 88 miles an hour? You know what? Funny you should mention that. Funny you should mention that. But there might be conversations being had. I'm not. I won't say anything else.
I don't.
They're.
I don't think you could do that interview.
I
I
mean,
don't think you could.
I could. I'd have to take a lot of Xanax beforehand, but but I think I could. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. You would have to be drugged on something.
first of all, I have pictures with those individuals, and I was able to
I
maintain
understand. Hey,
my
pictures are one thing.
composure.
That's a split second in time. We're
Although
talking about.
I ever tell you the time I made Leah Thompson cry? Oh, that was a good one. I made her cry, but it
You
was
kick her in
happy
the knee or
tears.
something?
No, it was happy tears. No, I met Leah Thompson at a convention, and we took a picture and whatever, and I told her, I was like, look, not for nothing. I'm sure you hear this a million times a day, but like Back to the Future is obviously my all-time favorite movie. I loved your character. I loved all your work. I mean, that made me a fan of you. I've seen everything you've done since then. I love all your work, but like that, I said, you guys have no idea how much sometimes the work you do really matters. And I said that, when we deployed, you had guys that you would get the little shitty disc player that would play like one disc and like the Haji
Yeah.
versions of all the movies. And I was like, I would always try to get Back to the Future. Like that was my thing. And I said that when I got injured, when I was in the hospital, and obviously it was life threatening and I was dying and all this and all that. But like once I don't want to say better, but once I got out of the worst of it, they would ask me like, what do you want? Anything. What do you want? And I remember like the first thing I asked for was like a pizza. But the second thing I'd asked for was I wanted to watch Back to the Future. Like that
Yeah.
was the thing. And boy, I told her that and she just starts sobbing. And I'm like, oh my God, no, don't cry. I'm like, I made Leah Thompson cry. No. But she was sweet. She gave me a big hug and she gave me a big kiss and it was wonderful. And yeah, so that was a happy day. It was a very happy day.
It's like kissing my brother.
I should have told her that. I'm like, it's like kissing my brother. No. But dumb question, have you checked out the musical yet? No, but I've heard really good things. I've heard really good things about the musical. I'm not in an area
No.
where I'd have to go way out of my way to be able to go see the musical. But
Where's the musical being? Is it in New York?
it's in New York, and I think they're traveling. I think they're traveling too. I think they're doing like a travel.
Because it popped up. It popped up on my feed recently. I don't know why, but then again,
Yeah,
I'm a nerd, and Back to the Future is in that realm. Back
yeah.
to the Future musical. Let's see. Let's see.
All
Musical.
right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to move on to other
You
things.
do that.
So let's see some news. Let's pretend like we do this thing where we talk about what's happening in the world of pop culture. That should probably be a thing, right? Um, that should probably.
CQ.
What?
Next May in
Next May.
Durham.
Durham.
May 20th through the 25th. The musical is going to be in Raleigh, Durham.
Cool. Congratulations.
I'm just saying that. Well, mean-
you want me to drive to Raleigh, Durham to go see it? Is that what you're trying to? I don't know what you're trying to get at.
you
Anyway,
can stay. You can stay in my shed.
moving on. Moving on. It's never a good idea to let people know where your location is. People will.
No,
The internet's
it's a large area.
Spooky part. All right. I got this story specifically for you. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll stop looking for musical tickets.
One lucky Star Wars fan may soon be able to own Princess Leia's iconic bikini from Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Yes, that's the face I was expecting.
How?
Heritage Auctions has posted a new listing for the Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi Carrie Fisher Princess Leia production-made bikini costume from Richard Miller. It is indeed one of the costumes used in the Return of the Jedi production, and the bidding is set to begin at $30,000. Something
So
tells me it's going to go for a lot more than that.
good. It gives me a goal for what I need to win in Vegas this weekend. My wife will love me if I win this.
Yes. Yes. Keep telling yourself that. It says Carrie Fisher cemented herself as both a movie star with her appearance as Leia in the first act of Return of the Jedi, as both a movie star, and they didn't put another thing. The opening of the Star Wars trilogy, blah, 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 blah. Princess Leia's bikini remains one of the most iconic pieces of movie memorabilia around. So how much would you pay for it? Keith says that'll sell for at least $2 million. At least $2 million.
I think it'll sell for like 3-4 times that. I think it's just gonna go. Brrr.
Cause that's a good one. Why pay money? You can win it here on Pop Culture Warrior. Well done. Well done. Oh God.
You know what? If I win that bikini, I'll bring it on the Pop Culture Warrior, but we will raffle it off once the Patreon gets to 2,000 subscribers.
Sure. If it gets to 2,000, you better wear that bikini on Pop Culture
I'll
Warrior.
wear that bikini. I'll wear it as we auction it off. I'll even lunge in it.
Yeah. Jesus, Charles. Oh, Charles. This ain't don't wear it, please. You should buy for your show and do it as a giveaway. Yeah. I think I can write that off. I think I can write that off as
Yes,
a
you can.
business expense.
You can write that off. The IRS will agree.
Charles says, if I'm paying money for it, I want her to be in it also. I think she's 6 feet under. I don't think you want that.
Zombie Leia? No, no. Miss Leia, no here. No.
No, that's no good. Okay, yeah, I thought that was a fun one to think. Obviously, big news is X-Men 97. Hugely popular. It was successful. It was great. Everybody loves it. Everybody demands a season 2. And it says here that director Jake Castorina. I'm going to go with that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, director Jake Castorina recently told the Phase Zero podcast, that he's heard all the shouting from the internet, and he assures people that they're hard at work on new episodes, although it's probably not going to be released this year or even early 2025. But that it is on its way, and they're well into production on the upcoming episodes. So there you go. Expect mid to late 2025. Animation takes a while, and especially they didn't know how well it was going to be received. So they probably were waiting to even start on season 2. And then midway they were like, "Oh shit, no, this is good. So let's do that. Let's go."
How long did that season 1 take? Didn't it take like a year and a half, 2 years?
It took a while. It was announced a while ago, and then before it actually, eventually happened. So, it takes a while, man. It takes a while.
I'll tell you this. That show reinvigorated my X-Men. I went off
Obsession.
Gosh. Oh yeah. I've got like 2 shelves and a half of just X-Men 97 centric characters. Oh gosh, X-Men. And then you throw in this. Have you heard of this movie that's coming out later at the end of the month? It's a little quaint movie. It may have blipped on your radar.
Nothing coming out.
You ever heard
recently.
of a character called? I think it's pronounced Deadpool in
Doesn't ring a
Wolverine.
bell.
Have you ever heard of it?
No, doesn't ring a bell. Never heard of her. Let's see. Yes, sorry. Reading the comments. Yeah, but didn't like the last season of Stranger Things take like 2 years to come out? Yeah, but folks forget. I mean, we all have little short-term memory when it comes to this stuff. Hollywood was on a strike for like, was it 6 to 8 months? So you got to think that puts everything back minimally 6 to 8 months. So that's why there's shows like shows I love like Severance on Apple TV, phenomenal show. Only just recently started season 2 because like they finished season 1 and then the strike happened. So they couldn't even start writing season 2.
Yep.
6-8 months goes by and then they start writing season 2, and then by the time you get to the writing and the pre-production and then you start filming and then you got post-production and then release, now you're like 2 almost 3 years past. Phone just got off about power plant. What did you miss? What did you miss? All right, so let's start this. Welcome to Pop Culture Warrior. I'm your host,
we ain't
CQ.
doing it. No. Hey, look, you missed Nigerian Prince.
Yes.
You missed CQ talking about Hit Parade. You missed
Yeah.
CQ talking about Back to the Future. Yeah, we talked about this little old show called X-Men, and you caught up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. A lot of vague alluding to possible futures happenings.
Future. Hey, look, CQ's committed to future guests are Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds together. All right, that'll be on the red carpet of Deadpool and Wolverine. He's got Arnold Schwarzenegger coming on. Sly Stallone will be the next week, and then after that, it'll be that's a full wrap. That'll wrap up the season, and then CQ will be back in January. All right.
There you go. All right. Thanks, everybody. We're good. We're out. I feel like you were just a little bit off. But we'll go back
I
to the
missed the
notes.
mark on that one. Was I off?
Tiny bit.
Dang it.
Another story that I've been tracking the development of this series, and we're getting little announcements here and there, but Amazon, which again, props to Amazon because they've been knocking it out of the park with a lot of their series. The Boys, phenomenal.
Yep.
Invincible's great. A lot of their series, Reacher and Jack Ryan, all these series are phenomenal.
Oh yeah, Jack Ryan, that's a good one. I love that one.
Great series. So they announced they're doing their version of the Spider-Man Noir live action series. I still am surprised, to say the least, that they have Nicolas Cage.
I'm here for it.
Live
I want to see
action. But here's the thing. I will be okay with it if we never see his face. Does that make sense? And I don't mean this to be disparagingly to Nick Cage. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think he's in a lot of good stuff. But I feel like if you see his face, it will take away from the character and the overall world building that they're trying to get to.
Did you ever read Spider-Man Noir?
I absolutely did.
Did he take off? I didn't. So I'm a bad Spider-Man fan. Did he take that mask off
There's very
comic?
few. Yeah, there's very few actual. Ooh, sorry, that was good news. Other good news that we won't talk about. There was very few and far between where he took off his mask. Think very much like the Mandalorian. We're talking large majority. He's not. He's in his mask. My thing is, and this is the problem. Anytime you make a well-known celebrity a character, right? I thought it was a risky thing for Pedro Pascal to play Joel in The Last of Us. It worked out. I think he did a great job. But now, and I have the trailer for this. I have the trailer for Gladiator 2. But now I see him and he's running with the sword. He's in the armor, and I think, Joel, like it just, your mind naturally, like as you fall in love with a character, your mind becomes the character. Nick Cage is too well known to to play a character like, I mean, he's not Peter Parker, he's not Spider-Man, but he's a variant of Spider-Man
Yeah.
and whatnot. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, the reason I brought this all up, that's all known. One thing he did kind of let slip out, because, Nick Cage is not subtle, because there's very
No.
little details about this series. But one thing he did let slip out was that the first season was going to contain 8 episodes, 45 minutes each. So it's
good.
Yeah, it's basically like what? That's 4 movies, basically, that he's going to shoot
Yeah.
in 5 months. So it's going to be a very tight schedule for them to get this. The big news, or since the big news, the current news, what just came out is that the series has found its Robbie Robertson, who everybody knows, J. Jonah Jameson. Like, this is what separates like the real Spider-Man fans from like the not so Spider-Man fans. Everybody knows J. Jonah Jameson. Everybody knows he's oh my God, him and Peter Parker have it out. Yeah, Peter Parker had a friend in the editorial department who was Robbie Robertson. He was like it was the I don't want to say that. He was like
He
the
was the
right-hand
assistant
man.
editor to J. Jonah.
Yes, he was thank you. He was the assistant editor, and he was a Peter Parker fan. He liked the kid, and he liked Spider-Man and whatnot. So for this series, they have found their Robbie Robertson, and it's somebody that a lot of people will recognize. It is, if you've ever seen the series New Girl, his name is I'm trying to find it. I had it. Lamorne Morris. He played. I don't remember the character's name, but it was not Coach. He was the other black guy. I hate saying it that way, but I can't think of the character's name. Winston. Oh my God, I got it. Winston. He played Winston on New Girl, and he is going to be Robbie Robertson in this 1930s grittier noir version of Spider-Man. Which, another note, is that it was initially going to be called Noir and just that. I think maybe they realized, maybe we should lean into the whole Spider-Man thing, because, it's kind of a known property. So the series is now being called Spider Noir. Not Spider-Man Noir, just Spider Noir. Which, I get it. I think with going noir, they were trying to distance themselves from the Spider moniker, only because of outside of Spider-Man, that hasn't worked very well. Spider-Woman, or whatever, Madam Web, I think is a big reason why they were like, let's just call it noir. And they'll be surprised when Spider-Man shows up. But anyway, let's see. Mary needs to be that Asian-looking girl in the movies. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't know. I'm that one has me nervous. I'm not gonna lie. What you say you're interested in it, or that you're looking forward to it. Sell me on it. Sell me on Spider-Man Noir.
I don't know, it sounds something different. Like, I do like these takes, especially these like what if takes, like, what if, and this comes across as a what if story, and if done well, granted that's the key aspect, if done well, this could be a really good departure from the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield's, Tom Holland's, and maybe, again, if done well, Nick Cage becomes the next big Spider-Man. And it is popular enough. I mean, popular enough that the war, left the comic pages, became he appeared in Into the Spider-Verse. He's been a playable character in other video games. I like it, even though I've
And
never
I
read
would
the
say even before that, like, he was creating the comic books, and I felt like within the comic books he found a good, like, people dug what they were doing. And then I would say the first mainstream of him was when they did Web of Shadows, the video game, because it was the first kind of multiversal Spider-Man video game, because you played as the regular, you played as the Marvel Ultimate, you played as the future 2099, and then you played as Spider-Man Noir. There was like a sneaking element.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
now,
snuck around.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say I liked that. I dug it, and I think it helped his character reach a more mainstream. Fortunately, they made a sequel to that, and they only featured the main guy and the Spider-Man 2099. They only did future and current,
Yeah.
but still. And then obviously, Into the Spider-Verse made him a
Oh yeah.
well-known entity.
What would be, what would be really cool is if that is the same Spider-Man. It's played by Nick Cage. It was voiced by Nick Cage,
I
but
see what you're
that's the
saying.
same
He's the
Spidey.
well. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. He's the live action version of that animated character.
Yeah, kind of like what the MCU has done with stuff like What
I
If, where Peggy Carter is Peggy Carter is Peggy Carter, depending on, you know.
Here's why I don't think that's a good idea. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Um the version we see of him in Into the Spider-Verse is very silly. It's a very
Right.
silly version of that character, which is fine. It works within the context of that movie. But I feel like if you're going to do a series and you're really trying to ground this in this gritty detective
Mm-hmm.
1930s, depression era kind of style, he can't be, I was I stand here, I let the candle burn into my fingers and just so I could feel something. Like it was very silly. It was very over the top. Um
Right.
and so I feel like that's fine. Let that be that. And then I feel like if you're going to do this, do it for real. Like really commit to the bit.
True.
That's just what I think. That's just what I think.
I
Um
Who knows? This might be a really good, I don't know. Maybe they need to make it.
Majorly off topic. They need to make Napoleon Dynamite too. Just saying.
Look,
I don't know.
no, the boat sailed on. Look, man.
I feel like the
All right,
sailed on that
here's a
one.
rant. Rant incoming.
Oh no, wait! I have a
Look,
button for this. Go
yep,
ahead.
I know. That's why I said it. Radars. It's leftover. Look, man. If you're gonna do sequels, you got a time frame. Like for instance, Beverly Hills Cop has a sequel that came out this week. All right, I am a fan of Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. 3, but you're talking about 30 years after the freaking last one. You're gonna come back and you're gonna bring Axel Foley back. And Axel Foley's been a cop for what? Pushing 40 years? Give me a freaking break, man. Come on. You go to a Hollywood movie and you got to suspend disbelief. Yeah, mutants, Power Rangers, Star Wars, Star Trek, all this stuff. Axel Foley's been a cop for 40 plus years. Man, if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. Come on. Nothing
Surprise!
against freaking, nothing against Eddie Murphy, but
The ship has sailed on that, is what you're saying. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't bring up Ghostbusters because that's the ship
that's
sailed.
another. I got. Hey, that you're right. You're right. Surprised I didn't think about Ghostbusters. That's another one. If I was to do the next Ghostbusters movie, you know what I would do? And I thought about this weekend because we rewatched Frozen Empire. My wife came back and goes, "Yeah, that wasn't that great." And I said, "I told you." And I'm a Ghostbusters fan. The next Ghostbusters movie, they need to go off that line that Peter Venkman said in the first one. The franchising possibilities are endless. Do something, jump to Chicago, jump to LA, jump to Dallas, Boston, and get another crew, have the old timers cameo, but bring up a new group of Ghostbusters in a new city, doing something different, fighting something else, and not have some 70, 80. And God love them. I love the original Ghostbusters, but it is time for them to sit down, sip their lemonade, and enjoy life. And don't tell me that they can throw a proton pack on, because I throw my freaking facsimile proton pack on and it hurts. Now I have put a 120-pound freaking rucksack on my back and walked 25 freaking stupid miles because some asshat told me to, but still. All right, I gotta stop.
Yeah, breathe, breathe. Oof, that was pent up. Uh, we can go on a whole side tangent of how I think you could make that work. I
Yeah.
imagine like um you bring the you bring them in for more for a cameo kind of thing, but I'm imagining like um they are the like the overseers. They're this council of Ghostbusters, and they're the heads of the table. But then you have all these like regional, whatever. And you patch in kind of like Star Wars checks in with the Jedi Council. They're the Council of Ghostbusters and whatnot. But
I mean, other properties have done it. The animated series. I don't know if you remember in the '90s, they had the Extreme Ghostbusters, where there was 4 new college age kids that came in, and Egon was their mentor. And they
the Caddyshack.
no,
Let's I
no,
I
he didn't
am
do the second one.
I am so I don't know, man. I just there's so much like there wasn't it didn't somebody say like everything that could have been said or written or has been written and said like there's no new ideas, there's no original ideas. But I just like this I don't see how movies and TVs survive if you just keep rehashing the same old stuff.
They do it, and we all fall victim to it. I myself, especially, when they do these sequels or these reboots, and all they do is these member berries. Remember this? Remember that?
You
Remember this?
remember? You
I
remember?
mean, Ghostbusters is guilty of it. Top Gun is guilty of it. Star Wars is
Name
seriously
any
guilty of it.
action star or comedy star of the last 20 years and they have rehashed some shit.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
What was the last really good property that everybody got behind that was an original concept?
Well, I mean, I think that's easier to say because you have like, for instance, like you say, oh, Moana, you know what I mean? Like it's a new property, whatever. So I say more challenging. What was the last sequel that everyone got behind? Like it was like this was a good thing. Like Top Gun Maverick was good. It was.
It was good.
But was it necessary? Was it something where like, man, they really, or was it like, this was just a fun thing to watch?
Yeah. You had to suspend belief in certain aspects, especially if you have worn the uniform before. If you ask that question, when was the last good sequel that really warranted it? I say Dark Knight.
Well, okay, fair, but I'm thinking more like that made sense in that like,
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna do the Spider-Man movies, the X-Men movies. I'm talking more of like something that there was a large gap between the two,
Or yeah.
where outside of like I said, Top Gun Maverick, I can't think of anything that came back again. That Ghostbusters movie that came out, it was fine. It was fine. It was good.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
it didn't feel like it moved the needle forward. It didn't have something that it just didn't need to be made. It was just made because they made it. Um, I can't think of something that came back after a long hiatus off. Terminator? Eh.
No.
J-
Because the last good Terminator movie, I'm sorry,
T2.
even though I've liked some of the sequels, no,
T2.
T2, only good one. In fact, you and I would have to sit down and have a long debate about which one was better, Terminator or Terminator 2. And I'm not
T2.
just talking special effects. I'm
T2.
talking the whole thing, the story, the whole 9 yards.
T2. All the
And
way.
it's
Jurassic
true.
World, I would argue, was good. It was okay.
It was. I will say this, and I know there are people that think Jurassic World Lost World, or excuse me, Jurassic Park Lost World was a really good movie, but
Mm.
when you go back and you read the book, that movie to me, when I read Lost World, the book, that movie fell apart.
Yeah.
Jurassic World, in my opinion, was better than the two sequels to Jurassic Park, but then it got seriously convoluted as you went down the timeline, and that last one, which one was the one that came out 2 summers ago? Jurassic World Domination?
Mm.
That one,
Dominion? No.
Dominion. You're right. Yeah,
Dominion?
Dominion. Dominion. No, you're right.
Something like that,
When they
yeah.
brought back the old timers from the
Yeah.
Jurassic Park era, that was great, but that's another one that says member berries.
Yeah. You remember? There's a couple here that I want to touch on. Let's
Sure,
see.
plus men.
Uh, Aladdin? Not necessarily a
Mm,
sequel. That was more of a reboot or a remake.
And I'm sorry,
Um,
as good as Will Smith is, he doesn't beat Robin Williams.
yeah, you like that's one of those things you can't. I honestly don't know why
Correct.
you try. There's no point.
Exactly.
Um, let's see. Dumb and Dumber 2. That's a big separation from first to second. Whether or not it was good or worth the wait, that's to be said. Back to the Future. I think those. I mean those. Although it wasn't planned as a trilogy, I think they were made in such quick succession that I think it made sense to
Well,
do.
2 and 3 were filmed back to back.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see, species, speed. Uh, okay, so here's a good one. Hopefully, Happy Gilmore 2 will be amazing. If you're going to take an old property and give it the old once over with the memberberry sauce, do what Happy Gilmore 2 is doing, make it a streaming thing. But don't try to sell me on,
Mhm.
this big, massive, oh, it's going to be a worldwide blockbuster release of a series from 30 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
make it a humble budget, make it a story worth telling. For the longest time, I had such respect, not that I don't anymore, but for Jim Carrey, for his simple
Yeah.
stance of, I don't do sequels. I'll do the character once, I give it my all, and I don't do sequels. He had such a bad experience with Ace Ventura. That's why he never did sequels. Now, here we got the twilight of his career, and he's coming back for the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie. But
True.
that, needless to say, he built a career on not doing the same character twice, even though all his characters are pretty much the same character. But still, I had a lot of respect for that, and that like, well, I'm just, I want to do other things. I just, I don't know.
It,
I don't know.
it's it. You hear it all the time. Like then these critics get online and they talk about, well, look at what the box office is for the summer. It's nothing but you know sequels or rehashes or
Mhm.
reboots of properties from days gone by. And like, as much as we, and you and I both can agree to this, as much as we love the MCU, it's really, when you boil it down, it's a sequel of a sequel of a sequel of a
Sure.
sequel 10 plus years later,
Yeah.
you know?
True. I mean, again, but in that case, it's a lot of sequels of not original. I hate to use the word original,
Right.
but it's like here's a bunch of sequels for Iron Man, here's a bunch of sequels for Thor, here's a bunch of sequels for Captain America. But at least they're doing different characters.
Yeah.
It's not the 12th Batman movie about the same guy and the same villains, or Spider-Man for
But
that
it,
matter.
but it's the fifth guy playing the same character.
Fair.
And it's
Yeah.
gotten to the point where you go watch a Batman movie, you don't need the origin story. Shoot, that Batman could have been the guy, like this new Batman that's coming out from the James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be what? Several years, if not
I
a
don't.
decade into being a Batman, and now he's got a kid? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. I just.
You know who I say? you know who should be playing freaking Batman at this point?
Who's that?
Go ahead and get Clint Eastwood. Get Clint Eastwood to play Batman. You know?
I mean, you get Clint Eastwood to play old man Batman in a Batman Beyond movie. I'm down. I'm down.
Wait, if we're talking about Batman Beyond, why not good old Michael Keaton?
I mean, it's not for nothing. Like you could absolutely do that. I'm just saying you want to take it to the extreme.
Right.
I think Clint Eastwood is the
Yes.
perfect guy to do it. Like just
Oh
have him
yeah.
sit in the
And
chair.
and
Just,
and
Terry.
exactly. And speaking of Michael Keaton, this segues right into what do we have coming up in was it September or August?
Mr. Mom
Beetlejuice,
too.
Beetlejuice? Yeah, I wish. But you got Beetlejuice,
Multiplicity
Beetlejuice.
too.
Yeah.
Multiplicity squared.
Multi- Mr. Multiplicity? What?
Yes, the crossover we always wanted. Mr. Multiplicity. There's a couple in here that made me laugh. Human Centipede, that's a good one. That's great.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's the one we need a
Wait.
sequel for.
Wait, can I ask a serious question?
Sure.
Have you watched any of the Human Centipede movies?
I refuse to comment. I plead the fifth.
I've been too scared because I understand what happens in those movies. I have not.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
No.
It's just not. And you
I
thought,
value
oh,
my
one was
stomach
bad,
content.
and then two just got so much worse. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I've read the stuff. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands 2. Didn't they do an Edward Scissorhands 2? I feel like they did. Like a straight to
It didn't
DVD
star
kind of
Johnny
thing.
Depp. If they did, it didn't star Johnny Depp.
No, not at all. Jesus. There was some. Oh man, that reminded me. There was something I was going to talk about too. Oh shit, what was it? It was in this vein. Oh man, I can't remember what it was now. God damn, you got me doing the member berries, and I'm like, I've lost all function of what I was gonna be. Anyway,
Don't you write down notes? Don't
I
you have a
do.
sticky note that
I
says this is
do.
what we're talking about
I
tonight?
do have notes, but that's okay. Pirates of the Caribbean. Jesus, I'm just naming every single franchise that's ever
No.
existed.
I don't want another Pirates of the Caribbean. Leave it be.
It's coming anyway, whether you want it or not. It's coming.
I know.
There was goddamn. Y'all are killing it tonight. So many comments. I'm trying to keep up. Species, Gattaca, the Full House reboot.
Night of the Living Dead. Ooh, there's a good one. What was it? Diary of the Dead? No. Was it Diary of the Dead? Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
No.
There was Night of the Living Dead.
Well, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead.
Oh, no, the one with the mall was
Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and then
Brunch of the Dead.
I think Day of the Dead came in like late 70s, early 80s, and then he didn't do another one until like 2000 and
like 2002, 2005,
6
something
or
like that.
7. And then he did another one, and then it was like they just after that long break, it was just like, oh god, you had such great stuff in the.
Yeah,
I love those.
It's hard, man. It's hard. I get the like. I look back and I go, man, the way Back to the Future made me feel, right?
Yeah.
I get where someone wearing their business top hat and their monocle is going to go, they will give us money. You know what I mean? Like we will play with that and they will give us money. And so, but I also know as the fan, well, we're not even going to talk about Back to the Future because if they ever even came out with a news headline that says reboot, remake, sequel, whatever, we burn down Hollywood. But I get where they're like, people are like, oh man, this property, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, whatever, made me feel so good as a kid. I can't wait to see it. But it's never gonna make you feel that way. So no matter how good the movie is, you're not gonna recapture the feeling, and you're just gonna piss off a lot of people. So go make something else. God damn it, I'll say it, but I had a script. We shopped it around Hollywood. Everyone said they loved it. No one picked it up. But they'll make fucking Marmaduke 3. You know, they made another Garfield movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Anyway, I sound jaded. I sound jaded.
And rightfully so. Well, look, I mean, but look at how they've, some of these franchises, they've, like, for instance, Star Trek. How many times have they attempted to do a fourth J.J. Abrams Kelvin verse Star Trek movie with the Chris Pine and Zachary Quintos characters? What, the last one came out in what, 2016, 2017,
Something like
right?
that, yeah.
And they can't get it off the ground. And now I read something recently in the last week or so. Chris Pine said like he's willing to come back, but how are you going to explain away that he's aged? It's almost 10 years. It's almost as
It's
bad as when, William Shatner and his crew made the jump from the silver screen to the gold screen, the big screen. I mean, granted, yes, but you'd have to do something like that. Like James Kirk is now an admiral.
Airbud
Anyways,
17. We're gonna share this one story, and then we're gonna jump into the interview because
yes,
I want to play that, and then give away right after. And I think this story ties into it with all these, and nobody's ever happy, right? Nobody. It's like, oh, whatever you put out. So the story just came out about, and we're gonna talk about Madam Web for a second because seriously. The Spider-Man spinoff Madam Web landed in theaters early this year, became disappointing among both audiences and critics. There's many reasons that the film fell short of expectations, but Emma Roberts, who's big in the movie, thinks, and this is sometimes the disconnect, but she thinks that social media and the internet culture of mocking things, as I say that mockingly, played a significant part of the film's lackluster performance. And I'm like, while part of me agrees there is a contingent of people that are like,
sure.
ew, girls, sure, there are those people. And are there a group of people that will lampoon something without even watching it? Sure,
Sure.
I agree. There's those people as well. But for the large majority of folks, if you go see a movie and it sucks, and you say it sucks online to let other people know it sucks, you are not a part of this internet culture of mocking things. Like, no, it's a bad movie. It's a really bad movie.
It's the same thing as before the internet, word of mouth. A movie came out and it was trash. You go see it. I go, hey, CQ, you said you were going to go see freaking Madam Web. What'd you think of it? Oh, it's stupid. Blah, 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 blah. This, that, and the other thing. They don't even get into their costumes until the last 5 minutes of the movie. Well, then why am I going to go see that movie? I'll just wait till it comes out on video. It's the same thing that other properties are talking about review bombing and all this crap. Like, give me a break.
Here's an actual quote. I gotta read this to
Yeah.
you. She says, things work, things don't work. Everyone likes to act like they can predict if they're going to work or they're not. And the truth is, you can't. Things do badly. And then they blow up later on TikTok. Things do well, but then you watch them and you're like, this did well? There is no secret. It's about doing something good-ish and it hitting at the right time. Everything else is like a wish and a prayer. I'm not intimidated by failure, and I'm not intimidated by people having negative thoughts about something. I personally really loved Madam Web. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought everybody in it was great. Blah, 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 blow smoke. I don't. Partly, things can hit at the right time and blow up. Sure. But I believe, let's say Back to the Future never existed
Mhm.
and it came out today. Obviously, there'd be some minor tweaks because there's some things in there you just can't do anymore. But
Okay, yeah.
I still say, with that cast, with that quality, with that direction, with that producers, that movie is a mega hit today.
Sure.
Period. Not saying make a remake or whatever. I'm saying if that movie never existed and then came out today, that a good movie is a good movie is a good movie is a
Yeah.
good movie. Period. This idea of like, man, it's just, sometimes it hit. No. If it's
but-
bad
but-
writing, it's bad writing.
But here's the other thing. There's a long list of Spider-Man centric characters, right? And Madam Web and those other Spider Women, right? They're not at the top. Like, if I was going to go make a female centric Spider-Man movie, I would probably start off with somebody like Black Cat, who's got, I mean, I know the first thing that everybody's gonna say is, "Oh, it's a Catwoman ripoff." Yeah, you're not wrong, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Black Cat would probably be one I start with, and then
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
yeah, it is.
Silk is the latest in like a really good character written, and it works for the diversity and the
Right.
gender and all that.
But
Whatever.
but then the other problem is you're trying to do it without your key player, which is
The main character.
Spider
Yeah.
Man.
Everything comes from him, and you're not trying to have him in it. I was gonna say the oh man, what was that comment that I just had up there? Patrick said actors are like parents who think their baby is the prettiest thing ever when in reality it looks like a pug in a bassinet. Yeah, it's so true. All right, guys, not gonna go to commercial. We're gonna go straight
Straight in.
into the interview.
Hard in, straight into the interview.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute Angry Elf and get him off screen. And let me just say that this interview with Teryl Rothery is honestly up there. She's phenomenal. You're going to love it. So I won't give you the hard sell. Without further ado, my interview with Teryl Rothery. Hey everybody, welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. I am, of course, your host, CQ, and tonight we have an incredibly talented guest joining us. She's an actress whose body of work spans across television, film, theater. You know her as the compassionate Dr. Janet Frazier from Stargate SG-1, the lovable Muriel from Virgin River, and the resilient Grace Sherman from Cedar Cove. She's also graced our screens in beloved sci-fi series like The X-Files and Babylon 5 and Supernatural. I am so pleased today to introduce my guest, the wonderful, the amazing, the dynamic Teryl Rothery, everybody. Yay!
Hey, I want to take you with me everywhere. I love that intro. That was great.
I mean, I could have really oversold it, but I feel like, your resume speaks for itself. You know, the people love you. When we announced we had our last show that you were coming on, people were like, "Oh my God, it's Stargate!" And they're like, people got excited. So obviously, we're very, very happy to have you on and appreciate your time coming on.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So the first question, as always, same with every guest, we want to get to know you a little bit better. What is your military connection?
Through friends, actually. One of my dear friends I managed to meet through the show of Stargate because being, portraying Air Force military, we had actual military people on set with us to make sure that we were doing things right and by the book and all of that. And all these years later, I still manage to keep in contact with a dear friend who has retired from the Air Force, a colonel, and just an amazing human being. And I have really, really close friends who are also in another branch, not in Air Force, but also in the military. So, and I support the troops wholeheartedly. Huge
Oh,
supporter.
well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, being that we are a pop culture podcast slash live stream slash talk show, uh, tell us, outside of your given profession, I'm always curious. What is Tara? What does she geek out about? Right? What's her pop culture fixation outside of acting?
Oh boy. What do I geek out? It's so funny. I had an interview a while back, not too far ago. But anyway, we were chatting about that and geeking out and the Stargate and the sci-fi. I love being a part of the sci-fi culture 100%. But, and they were asking me, do you ever get starstruck? Like is there ever somebody you get starstruck about? And I said, no, not really. I mean, there was one, but that's another story. But it's I was walking down the street, and this is so funny, and it's a true story. I'll repeat it. The geeking out happened when I was walking down the street, and I happened to turn, and I saw this person, and I went like that. And we made eye contact, and he smiled, and I was just like, and I kept walking, and then I said to my friend, I said, did you see who that was? And he was like, no. And I said, that's Daniel Sedin. Now, unless you're a hockey fan, you're not going to know who the Sedin twins are. But when it comes to hockey people, that's where I geek out. I don't know, maybe it's the Canadian in me, but I love hockey. My daughter plays hockey, and I literally geeked out because Daniel Sedin, I walked by him. Yeah.
Stars, they're just like us.
Right?
I love it. I love it. That's a passion that us nerds will get. I'm a little split because I'm huge nerd. Marvel and DC and all these things. But I'm
Yeah.
also a huge football fan, so I get it. I get where the geekiness can
You
come out.
probably would. Sure. Yeah.
Exactly. So one of the reasons, obviously, that we got connected and you're coming here is your upcoming appearance at Shore Leave, which I think is 45. I mean, God, they've been doing this forever.
I
Um,
know.
it's an incredible convention. First, have you ever been to Shore Leave before?
I have once before and loved it. I love it because there's also that closeness. We get to
Hmm.
actually engage with the people who are coming by to talk to us. We get to engage with everybody. It's very family, but then, every convention, to be honest, that I ever attend, there always seems to be, everybody has their own little thing.
Hmm.
And I think because I love going so much, I really do. And when you think about it, it used to be, I think they're doing other genres now, but it used to be the only genre who literally offered this sort of thing.
Hmm.
And the friends of Stargate, I call them friends. It's hard to call that word fan, but the friends of Stargate, let's say the friends of sci-fi, when they come, it's a treat for them. But for me, it's also a treat because if it wasn't for them following, we wouldn't have had the show that we had, and it continues to keep on giving. And I have, over the years, umpteen years of doing them, I have had people come up. I had a gentleman come up with his fiance and his mom, and we were in Germany, and he had this face on and he was smiling. And I said, hi, how are you? What's your name? And we're having this conversation. And he said, you probably won't remember me, but I have a little something for you. And he presented me with this photo that he had framed. And he was a little guy, little boy. And I was very young. And I'm holding him, hugging him, and we're having a photo. And there is this grown man with his fiance and his mom. And I lost it. I just could not stop crying because that's the beauty of it. It's not just, hey, I really love your show, thanks, and then you go. There's a following. And a lot of this, I love sci-fi geeks. I like your term. I'm one. Sci-fi geeks that also will follow in a romance show that I'm in. They are so loyal. They're so loyal, and I don't know if they even know how much that means. Certainly to me, I'll speak for myself, but I don't, I just need you all to know how that means so much to me.
It's so true. Speaking on shore leave, and I've mentioned this a few times because we had Greg Grunberg who's going to be there as well, and we were talking about how each convention, has its thing, and there's the big ones. There's the New York Comic Cons and the San Diego Comic Cons, and then there's the smaller ones. There's the niche ones, and I've covered a lot of them. And I really feel Shore Leave is something special. It is probably the most intimate of
Mm,
conventions I've been to, where you really do feel like there's less of a I don't know, less of a barrier between you and the talent that is there. I have probably the best conversations I've ever had at any convention at a shore leave, and it definitely is one of my favorites to go to. And it's just a much more low key. Like there's the
yeah,
rat race is kind of out of it, right? It's just,
yeah, yeah.
people are just moseying along, and again, it's such a great fan base, such a great population of people. So I'm so excited you'll be there. Can't wait to see you
Me
there.
too. Yay.
It's gonna be a one, and it's so funny. We're so in sync. My next question was, do you have a favorite, like a fan favorite, or sorry, a gift that is your favorite from a fan? Did somebody bring you something that you loved, or maybe something you purchased at a convention? But you nailed the question, man.
I
You're
got that. And then I've also had another gift where people, oh my gosh, it was somewhere in England, and this couple, she was pregnant. And then at another convention, the gift was, here she is, and there's this beautiful little girl, right? So those are gifts. Those are just, you can't even, I can't even fathom anything other than that, the touch of family. Or my very first convention, not even knowing what I was getting into, like my very, very, very first, and thankfully I had Bruce. Um, why am I drawing a blank? Age
happens
is a
to
bitch,
us.
isn't it? Complete bitch. Babylon, help me. Babylon
Oh,
5 Bruce. Ha, you got it too. It's
yeah, you put me on the spot.
contagious.
We know what you mean. I'll put a graphic on it later.
My gosh, it's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, he was the man who took me through, showed me what we're going to do. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And the next thing I know, I'm a maid of honor at a wedding, and they're dressed in a beautiful Babylon 5 attire. And Bruce and I are like literally legally signing documents because we officiated at, like, we were their maid of honor and best man at their wedding.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Was
Right?
it Boxleitner? Is it
Box Lightner.
Boxleitner?
Sorry, Bruce. Worked with him.
We got it. We got it. We're good. We'll fix it in post. It's fine. Uh, but that's incredible. I love that. The idea that it's the moments, it's the interactions, it's the memories that are
Yeah.
truly the gift. And for us normal civvies, we want the pictures and the autographs, but it's beautiful to know that, like, I think that's been my most biggest takeaway from getting to interview actresses and actors and comedians and everything. It's always the interactions that stay with them more than anything else, and I think that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So about you, like, let's talk about you for a second. You've had an absolutely prolific career, television, film. Give us a kind of a look back. What is it that drew you into acting?
To be honest, I don't know, because what drew me in, I was from the age I was 4. I just knew. I didn't know the term actor. I didn't know anything. I just knew that I wanted to be a movie star. And I never wavered. Like literally, it was, there was one year where I wavered because I saw a couple of nuns in their beautiful habits. And I don't know how old I was, 5 maybe. And I was like, oh, maybe I should be that. My grandmother's like, yeah, no, I can't see that. But okay, honey. Anyway, that was it. I called it a costume. I thought I quite liked the costume, which I got to wear one year when I did sound music. So I digress. From the time I was 4, it's all I ever wanted to do, and I would create stories. I was raised as an only child, so my stories were mine, and it was through, Barbies or dolls or scenarios. Like I just would have this imagination, and I would literally create stories. And unbeknownst to me, there was also an episode 2 or a sequel to whatever the movie was, because I had continued. I on a different level would continue on. It was like this story arc that I would follow, not knowing what the hell I was doing, but I that's what I wanted to do. So I could not imagine not doing it. I love everything about it. I love the whole storytelling process. And that is, I just feel so incredibly blessed that, as you say, I've been able to work doing something I love, like literally getting up and can't wait to go. So I'll sometimes show up, an hour early. They're like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm just, I'm ready." You know what I mean? Seriously, it's a passion, it's a love.
I
So
tell you, I tell the young people out there all the time. I said, uh, uh, in life, you can do the thing you love. A lot of times, you're not going to get paid well to do it, or you can do the thing that makes you a lot of money, and a lot of times, it's not going to be something you love. It's few and far between the people that can find their passion, their love, and then get paid well enough to do it. So kudos for you. You're winning. You're winning, man. Good job.
yeah.
That's the secret. I mean, and again, you have such a great career, and we could talk for hours. I know we're on limited time, so we're gonna kind of hit the highlights.
Okay.
Dr. Janet Frazier in Stargate SG-1 remains one of your most beloved roles. How did you approach playing such a compassionate yet strong character?
Gosh. So when I was asked to do this, I just, you read, every actor has that where you'll get the story and you look and you get an idea of what they want for that character to be, but you are that. And what makes everybody unique, every actor is unique because I can't be, this actor, I can only be who I am and vice versa. We bring a little bit of ourselves to it. The whole compassion thing. I mean, I was, having to play the military side and then still having to uphold the medical, there's a certain wall. But there were times where I would come through because I tend to be very emotional. You show me something pretty and I'll cry. You show me, I'll see something, oh my God, that's so adorable. That's just me. And then there were moments where I'd have a patient and I could feel, and one of them in particular, I do tell this story because it was Apophis when the body was dying, and Dr. Fraser is with him. These tears came up and I kept thinking, what is, and I have goosebumps. I remember thinking, I have to maintain, but I couldn't stop that emotion. I wanted that emotion to be there, not for any other reason than that was what I was feeling. And they kept it in. You could see where her eyes, but that is the compassion. So here is this evil, you know, person or entity in this body. But it just happened. It was so. Peter did a beautiful job. As he's lying there, and our makeup special effects with the foggy lenses. As this host is aging, it just touched me. And I loved the fact that they allowed that. Like they could have taken a different take, but they brought that in because that is who Janet was. It was lovely to see her over the years and her story arc. You got to see so many facets. You got to see the logic. You got to see the mama bear, with Cassie, and you got to see a little bit of flirtation. Sadly, it was at her demise. It was, down she goes. She finally starts flirting, and down she goes. Um, but you got to see a lot of that, right? And that's again a testament to the writing and also the whole story because it's about constantly, you hear it all the time, but that's no other way to best describe it is peeling the onion. It's just constant, and you can take little layers, you can take the big ones, but there's always going to be something new exposed, something new to show, right?
No, that's so true. And I love how in sync we are because my next question was, how did your character evolve over the course of the show? And then what impact did that have on you kind of personally? Like, what did you take away from that experience?
Well, all of that I got to experience. I got to show those layers, right? Thanks to the writing, showing this, she now has this child, showing all of that, showing sense of humor, showing her deep family friendships with the core of people she works with all the time. Um, yeah, I don't know how else to say it. We sort of, like you say, we doubled over there,
Yeah,
but
we're connected. I love it. We're best
thank
friends
you.
already.
Look at us.
So speaking of that too, that role, your chemistry with Amanda Tapping, it's often praised there everywhere. Do you have any memorable moments that you could share in working with her?
Oh my God, there's so many. First of all, I mean, to walk with her, she is the consummate professional.
Mm.
She never misses a beat. Never. I mean, we've all faltered. I don't think I've ever seen her falter. Rick, Rick is Rick. I mean, I think those would be the funny moments where we would have moments where we would lose it. Those moments, and the majority of our moments, Amanda and Teryl moments, we're always behind the scene, like loading up, getting ready, and they're setting stuff up, and then we'll break into Minnie and Turlene, and we'll be doing something, and then we'll do something else, and then we're laughing and we're laughing. Okay, we got to go in action, and then we're back to our characters. So that's where we had all those moments where we'd laugh our pants off, like crying, laughing, just crazy laughing, and then crying because something will touch us, and then we're both gone. We'll just, um, but funny moments, there's just so many. I think one of my favorites, everybody was so pissed at us, Christopher in particular. I think it was 2010, the futuristic one. Isn't that funny to say that now in 2024? Where we were in 2010. And so Christopher's in the robes. I don't know if you remember that episode. And we're in a circle. And sometimes when you're shooting in a circle, we have to cheat as actors just for the logistics of camera and storytelling. You have to cheat eye lines. So I might be talking to you. Here we are really talking, but I have to look over here for a proper eye line. So I forget the character's name. He came in a certain way, but I had to pretend he was coming in from here. And then when we were able to shift around, then I could see that it's all, I'm getting into the technical stuff, but it was late at night. We were roasting. We were so hot. Late at night never works, right? It's just, and so I looked at the real actor. So I'm supposed to be looking here, but then he came in here. And so I was like that, but losing it. I forgot that I went like this. Oh, during the scene. Oh, and then turned over here because I had to see him here. And then I went, and then I had to stop, and I'm trying to pull it together. And then I hear Amanda go like this, and the dialogue's still going on. I'm going this. The next thing I know, we are tears streaming down her face. Christopher's like, are you trapping in these robes? Because he had all this layers of material. This poor man was dying. He was so hot. And we lost it. And to make matters worse, because we could not stop, it was like, oh, the director, and he never gets angry, and he wasn't angry, but he was like, come on, guys, because we just lost it. Then we had to go and have full makeup. The more they're trying to put makeup on, the more we're still laughing. We finally got the scene done, obviously, but yeah, those are the kind of moments where we were gone.
It's funny. I equate that a lot to like my military experience where I go, oh yeah, I served in combat and things like that. And a lot of times, a lot of that stuff fades, but it's those moments in between things where so and so shaves his head off and another guy tackles this guy, and it's just it's the pauses between moments that kind of linger, the camaraderie of
You
it.
nailed it in such a beautiful way. It's the pauses between those moments. Bang
Yes.
on.
Yes.
CQ, bang on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Right?
Man, we're running short on time. I gotta get so much out of you.
Do a part two. We have to do a part two, buddy.
Absolutely, without a doubt. X-Files, Babylon 5, Supernatural. You've been a part of so many iconic sci-fi shows. What is it about that genre that captivates you the most?
I'll be honest. I think it's for a long period of time, going back years, where it was very fitting to shoot sci-fi in Vancouver. We tend to have, it's Pacific Northwest, like Seattle, so you get a lot of that mood. The mood is already pretty much set. And just there was a lot of shows that were filming, and I just happened to have been very blessed to go and audition, and in turn, book some parts on them. So that's basically all it is for me. Is it a thing that I was drawn to? Oh, heck yeah. I grew up watching when I was a little girl. I can honestly say that because I was little, watching the original Star Trek because I absolutely fell in love with it and created my own world, created my character. I was, Princess Zara from the planet Zarkon. I can still remember. And even as a kid, I know you're like, oh, I've got so many questions. Stop rambling. But I have to tell you, even as a
Please.
little girl, I was like, I was already thinking like, the camera people, like the producers, the networks, because I was going, okay, I need to have a blonde, I need to have a redhead, and I need to have a brunette. I'll be the brunette, and so I can't have the competition of more brunettes. So I was going to have the redhead and the blonde, and then I, of course, had to have James T. Kirk. That was going to be my love interest, and then Spock had one, and then Bones had one. So I had it all covered, and my Princess Zara was from the planet Zarkon, but when I cried, CQ, diamonds. I cried diamonds.
Wow.
Yeah. So I
Hmm.
could pawn them off the next planet. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. But it's just, little girl. And I had my Pez dispenser. You ever remember
Of
Pez?
course. Of
Probably not,
course.
but okay. And so I'd lift open my Pez dispenser and I'd go, Jim. And that was
The
my
the
what do they call
communicator.
them?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I'm telling you, like it was vivid. So there you go. Where does it come from? I think also that's just a part of me. That's I lived for that show.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love it. Most little girls are playing Barbies and whatnot, and you're over here shooting episodes of Star Trek in your bedroom.
Yeah, yeah, right. With planets. Oh yeah, all the planets.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And by the way, ramble as much as you want. My God, the stage is yours. I find this honestly the most fascinating. I love doing this because I love to get to know the people behind the characters. And I said I'm the weirdo that like, yeah, I buy the DVD, but then I watch like the director's commentary and I watch the
Right.
making of and the featurette, because the behind the scenes stuff that we don't get to see, I find more fascinating most times than the end product. Because it's just, I mean, you live a whole world different than the rest of us. You get to play in the fantasy land and do all that stuff, and we never get to see it. So that's so cool. But thank you for sharing.
Oh,
Uh,
you're welcome.
I mean, there's so many good things. I mean, you've been a part of the Good Doctor since 2017. How has that experience been for you? I know your character has evolved over the seasons. I mean, tell us a bit about it.
No, I loved it. I remember auditioning for that and finding out that I got this part of the anesthesiast and not knowing, well, she might pop up, we don't know, and then being able to be a part of it. And I love, again, there was still that connection to Janet, right? Because it's medical. So I felt so comfortable around doing the business, and the cast was just, oh my gosh, amazing. The cast was amazing. We'd have all these beautiful, fabulous directors, producers, the writers. Again, they truly had such a wonderful family unit as well. So it was an honor to be a part of that show. I'm very sad that it's done now. It's yeah,
Yeah,
but and that's great. And the
great
character
time.
to bring in, a character in neurodiverse character who
Mhm.
I just was so moved by that because that needs to be seen. It needs to be seen so people can realize, hey, okay, I can do what I'm called to do, what I need to do. I
Absolutely.
just kudos to the creators, right? It was
Yeah.
just a great show.
Diversity is, I think, a very important thing. Not everybody, looks the same. Not everybody acts the same, and the more inclusivity we can have, and the more diversity we can have, and show, different people's experiences and what it's like. I think the more authentically you can show it. Obviously, not some type of
Yeah,
stereotype, but authentically show the real experience. And I think that is so important. So, thanks to people like you who speak and do these roles and bring awareness to these characters. I think is such a huge thing. Um, Another favorite of mine. I mean, you have appeared in Upload, and we've had Robbie Amell on the show. We've had Kevin
did
Bigley.
you?
We've had Kevin Bigley on the show. We love them. They're hilarious, funny guys. I can only imagine that working on a set like that, again, another sci-fi, but that it must have been quite an experience. I mean, is there any unique memories you have coming off that set?
Just joy. I mean, how can, and then, again, such a fabulous creation, like to go to these places, and the humor, the writing was brilliant, brilliant, and then executed by fabulous, as you say, fabulous actors, and there was the openness to like we would ad lib things, and then you'd hear the writers at Video Village and creators laugh, and they go, yeah, keep that in, keep it in, and then it was like a mutual thing, like different things were thrown into the mix to try to see what's going to work. So it was a whole, you were a part of it. Excuse me, a part of it. And it was so different, right? It was so different. I loved it. I mean, I can still see him in those shorts, when he's on the other side, and there's his uncle's getting shit faced, and it was just brilliant. I'm so again grateful that I got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I love Robbie's great.
I feel like the show got cut short. I mean, I can go in a whole tirade on that. Not fair. Not fair. We needed more of you, and we needed more of the show. Maybe one day.
That would be nice.
So you've been in, I mean, numerous Hallmark movies, A Bramble House Christmas, Sweet Carolina. I mean, I think I saw somewhere it was like you've been in like 13 Christmas movies or something like that. I mean, what is it that you enjoy most about getting to work on those kind of like feel-good projects?
Because it's a happy ending every single time. It is a happy ending. And it's, I think back to when when I was a kid and you'd be going shopping and we'd be looking at Christmas cards, and I would look at the cover because, again, my mind as a kid going, oh, I wish I could crawl inside that card. It's so pretty. I just want to be there. And it's like looking at a card and having the ability to go and be inside that town, right? And there's always humor, there's always something touching, and it's always a happy ending for the most part. There, it's shifting because it's sadly, but it's such a beautiful way to escape. Because if we don't want to escape, well, let's just put the news on, right? We don't, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
If you want to be depressed, put on the news.
And when you just want your soul, your spirit to be uplifted, and you want to see beautiful sets and beautiful locations and colors, and I mean, it is such a fabulous formula that I would never tire of that whole genre, Hallmark genre. It's just a lovely family feel good. I love it.
Yes, we've had Ashley Williams on the show, who's another phenomenal actress who's done who lives on the Hallmark Channel now. It seems like great actress. Everything you just said is exactly how I feel about like superhero movies, right? Like if I want to be depressed, I'll turn on the news. I'll watch reality TV. But if I wanna feel like good triumphs over evil and that there's hope in the world, I watch Marvel movies because DC is just depressing. their characters are so something. Anyway, I mean, you've been on Arrow. You know, they're very moody over at DC. I don't know. I like Marvel. I like my cheerful superheroes. Man, we got you a couple more minutes. You've also done extensive, voice-over work. I mean, you've voiced many characters, Barbie, and a few others. How for you, like, what's your kind of experience, right? When you're being offered a voice role compared to, the on-screen stuff, like, how do you prepare differently? Like, what's the process for you?
The only preparing differently is that I don't need to. If I want to show up in rollers and pajamas, I can. So that is the gift. Um, doing voice work is probably one of the most favorite things for me because, again, it was different when COVID was happening because you were in sync, yourself. But it's like doing a play reading essentially, right? And we all sit in a circle. But what nobody is aware of, to me, I have the again, the utmost respect for the regular voiceover actors, because they can pull out a voice that you think, how the hell did you get that out of your, because you know how that person sounds. And then you just, all of a sudden, you don't even see them anymore. You see, like, I'm talking about a woman, all of a sudden she's playing this boy, and all I see is this teenage boy, and it's a grown woman with kids of her own. And I don't have that. I've never been that type of, I tend to, I mean, I still have fun characters that I play, but not that we're pulling out a South African accent, an Aussie accent, Kiwi accent, like the minute accents that, everybody pulls off different, other ones that are like generic-y. Well, I don't mean that in any disrespect to various accents, by the way. But you know what I mean? The subtleties of the in-betweens, and they just pull them out. And I will sit there going, oh my gosh, you guys are phenomenal. But it's the in-between when we're all sitting, and then they'll take a break. And so, we're just, and then you listen to them rap. It's like nonstop comedy. And it goes on a roll. And then they're one-upping. And then some other accent will come in. And literally, there's been times where I have lost it and literally gone, guys, seriously, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm peeing here. I've got to, because they're like, oh, we lost Teryl, because they're so brilliant. It's just, they're so good. So that is the experience. Again, it's just having that beauty of being whatever you want to be, being as big as you want to be, because it's a celluloid character. And it's just, what can I say?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I agree with you. Everything. We love having our voice actors on, Billy West and Rob Paulson and all these guys who are just
you're the best there. Oh my gosh.
Legends in the industry. I'm not gonna lie. I met Jim Cummings at a convention, and we started talking, and I said, no, I grew up on your voice. I grew up on your voice. And he goes, oh, which? I said, well, man, my favorite of all time was Darkwing Duck. And he slips into it. And when I tell you, I almost started crying. Never has happened before. It's like he reached in and touched the child inside of me.
Oh.
And I was like, you got to stop, because I'm going to weep. And it's not normal for a grown man to start weeping at a convention. Well, maybe at a convention. Yeah, maybe. But it's beautiful.
Should. Isn't that, because it takes us back.
It's amazing.
Right?
It's a superpower. Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Last question here before we let you go. You've played such a wide range of characters in your career. Is there any dream role that you haven't gotten to do yet? Is there a genre, a type of character, like, something out there that you're just dying to get a shot at?
Oh my gosh. I have been really blessed, haven't I? Like, really a nice amount of characters. What haven't I played? I mean, I have played bad people. I love playing the baddies. They're fun to play. And you know what I flash to is a type of show that I don't watch, because I'm so sensitive. There's certain shows where I just can't watch, but like a Game of Thrones kind of thing, like that kind of fantasy, something like that, where it's just this different, and where I'd have to get really deep and really work on an accent and be constantly in. I just think, oh my gosh. I mean, I played that type of role in Shakespeare. I played some evil characters. But it would be so fun to have that whole thing, that whole feel, that whole look.
Absolutely.
That would be something.
Lots of corsets, lots of, multi-layered gowns,
I've had
wig.
a course before. It was a show called Dead Man's Gun. I don't know if you remember. It was with, and my character was with the late John Ritter, like great John Ritter. Oh my God. We worked together twice, and I just love him. But I was in corsets, and literally by the time you ended the shoot, like 7 or 8 days later, your body does change. Yeah. And I had to not drink too much water, because it's huge. You cannot go to the bathroom by yourself. And it's no wonder that when you read through history books that they would just let it go under their dress, and they'd have what were those things called? They wore their metal when the men went to war. Chastity belt.
Yeah.
And they'd all be rusted. Well, hello. Okay, I digress there.
Not where I thought the conversation would go, but I'm so happy it did. This is going to be great clickbait later. hear Teryl's take on chastity belts. Before we let you go, where can people find you? Are you active on any of the social medias? How can they support you? How can they follow you? Is there anything you want to plug moving forward?
Well, we've just wrapped filming season 6 of Virgin River, which is on Netflix, and it's another. We're keeping fingers crossed that we will be back, and but so they can watch that on Netflix. The first 5 are certainly out there. 6 won't be out for a little bit, but we'll keep you posted on that. Yes, you can find me TerylRothery.com. I'm on Instagram as well. I think I'm on Twitter. I just very seldom go to that. I'm not very good at the whole social media thing. But yeah, just Google and you'll find hopefully the real me. If there isn't a blue check, then it's not me. Yeah.
Perfect. You nailed it. I mean, with that, I want to thank you sincerely. I really do hope that we get a part 2 to this because, again, you have such an amazing career, and I think there's more to you than just this. I mean, we could have touched on the dancing, growing up the dancer, and your time in growing up coming from Canada. And there's just so much to you, and I only want to do it justice. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate your time, and I can't wait to meet you in person at Shore Leave.
I cannot wait. I'm going to hug you. I'm a hugger. So
I can take it.
I cannot wait. And yes, I won't make you promise because when I promise, I can't break a promise. But I'm going to hold you to that fabulous thought of a part 2 because I would love a part 2. And we'll have to catch up when we're at the convention if we have time because we can sit. I just have a feeling you and I would never stop. It'll be.
I'm guilty. Right. I'm guilty of it. Yes, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my phenomenal guest. This is not the last time you'll see her here. The amazing, the incomparable Teryl Rothery, everybody. I'll give you the last couple seconds here. Say goodbye to the audience, and we'll toss it to a break.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll be back with more show right after this. Hey, we're back. Like I did the quick hat change. It's magic. Woo! Let me make that adjustment there. Let's bring back our guy, Angry.
Yes, bring me back. There we go. Hi.
There he is.
The show can continue. I'm back. I'm back, baby.
Notice anything different? Notice anything different about me?
Yeah, you're branded now. You've been branded.
First off, let's give it up for the incredible Teryl Rothery.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
She is such an absolute delight. It was just as fun watching that interview as it was when I did the interview. She's incredible. She's so lovely. Damn, people coming after you, dude. Where's Mad Mike, best co-host of 2024?
What do you mean, best co-host?
Man. Oh, man.
It's such a chore being here. I'm the one that's excited. I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday night. I get to co-host again. I clear my schedule. I tell people, no, I can't do this. I'm pop culture warrior. Mike's like,
he's like, we're doing this shit
sounds
again.
Like Harrison Ford. My God.
Are we still doing this shit? Nobody watches.
You know what I think is I'm like, everybody's watching. As we're getting ready, I'm like throwing this out on the socials, like trying to get people in. And then, I'm thinking it's a conversation with two buds that people, get the text in and be like, hey, did you ever think about doing this, that, or the other thing? Hey, CQ, what about,
Listen,
whatever.
Don't let them get to you, buddy. Don't let them get to you. They're just drinking that haterade. They just
Can you put that rant thing back down? I need a rant. No, don't do it.
There you go.
No, rant over. There you go.
Haven't brought one of those. Haven't brought one of those in a while. I've been saving it.
Yeah, you haven't.
All right. Yes, Teryl was amazing. I look
That was
forward
amazing.
to having her again and being able to sit down for the full hour. She was so sweet. Off camera, she was so apologetic. She's like, I'm so sorry, I have to cut it short. Something came up and this and that. But she's like,
Oh.
she even said, she's like, I had such a good time. That was so much fun. I really want to do it again. So we'll definitely have her back next week. Maybe not. But in the future,
Hey.
let her finish. I think she said she just finished season 6 of her show. And so we'll give her some time, let it come out. And then,
This is my proposal for 2025. The Revenge of the Guests. Have every guest that comes on, it's a repeat offender, and have them, do your part twos the whole year. Repeat offenders.
maybe not the term we want to use in modern times, repeat offender, but first guest Kevin
Hey.
Spacey. Let's we'll just say repeat guests, people that have come on before. But I digress.
The Revenge
Listen,
of the Guests.
I know why we have whatever it was. I looked at the numbers a minute ago. There were over 100 people watching live across all of social media. I can only assume it's for how entertaining we are. Oh wait,
Yes.
no, it's because y'all want some free shit, and I think it's about time to give out free shit. Hi Jenny. Jenny's waving in the comments. Hi Jenny, wave back. We have been so fortunate to be sponsored all month. Let me pull up the little boop by Hit Parade.
Yep. Put your branding on.
Awesome folks over at Hit Parade. I really, honestly, I mean, we've talked up a storm, and honestly, they deserve it. They came out above and beyond for us.
Dude, Hit Parade is legit.
It is
I've been
absolutely
dangerously close.
It is absolutely legit. Voted best repack. I can never say this sentence in one shot. Best repack brand of the year, 3 years in a row at Beckett's Industry Summit. There, got it out. I'm ready for my commercials. But obviously, one last time, this whole week we've had a Facebook post available for you to like, share, comment on. And if you liked us, if you liked Hit Parade, you were entered. And I think it's about time for us to do a giveaway, a selection, and an unboxing all in one tight little package. Just like you, all in one tight little package.
I am a tight little package.
All
Yeah.
right, so let's do this thing. Let me first start off with I'm gonna share. Where's my button? Where's the button? There's the button. Hey,
There's the button.
There's the
Oh,
button.
look, we're in an octagon.
You're in an octagon, baby. Let me.
No shuffle. No shuffle. I'm
No
just
shuffle.
tapping the deck.
No. Can't. You got to shuffle. So, again, because I'm all about transparency, if you look at the list of people, it's a much bigger list this month. Right at the top, anybody with the letter P next to it, those are our amazing, awesome, incredible, wonderful, stupendous Patreon supporters. The different levels: P1, 1 entry; P2, 2 entries; P3, 3 entries on top of whatever giveaway we're doing. So they're going to be there regardless of whatever the get in was. Now, outside of that, and I'm going to scroll because that way, people are like, I wasn't in there. I'm going to scroll slowly. And then afterwards, you can freeze frame it, find your name. And if your name wasn't in there, then that means you didn't do the steps correctly. That's your problem, not mine.
Hey, I did the steps correctly. I tagged my best bud, Mike Carasquillo, and somebody called me out on it.
Hey, well, as long as you did it, you were approved or not approved, your names will be here.
Somebody called me out.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. But there you go. All the names. Plus our wonderful Patreons, and I'm gonna start shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. And I'm an angry elf.
Just stop.
Okay. Well then, I guess it's time for us to select. I am so nervous. Greg says, I've already won according to the messages I've got.
We all won. Our
Yes.
our care package is already in the mail.
Already in the mail. All right, people. Here we go. Good luck. Godspeed.
And stop.
Here we go. It
Who's
looks
gonna win?
like
Who's gonna
the
win?
winner is gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be close. John C. Smith, ladies and gentlemen. John C. Smith. There you go. Congratulations to John C. Smith. Tag him in the comments, yada, 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 all that stuff. Let's go ahead and pull up this one, which is the prize wheel, which again, there's only 3 prizes left. These are just the same 3 prizes repeated over and over and over to make the fit it all in the wheel. It is the one last time. It is the pop vinyl. It is the Star Wars sketch card, and it is the autographed movie script. I don't think there's much more to say to it other than let's spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
All right.
Spin that wheel.
Here it goes.
Everybody with me. Spin.
Spinning. It's
Spin that
spinning.
wheel.
And the winning prize is. Oh,
I knew
that was razor close. Razor close. The
I
Star
knew it was gonna be
Wars
Star Wars.
Premium Sketch Card Edition Super Duper Amazing Prize Pack. Yay. All right.
Now, last week there was like what 3 items in the box?
There was 4.
4.
Because the Marvel.
How
So
many?
there was autograph script, Star Wars, pop, and then the
No,
Marvel
no, no,
prize.
no, no, no. When you open the box, there was like 3 items.
Oh, when we opened the box, there was 3 items.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
there was. Let's see. I'm gonna use my handy dandy Hit Parade box
Parade
cutter. I don't know if
freaking,
I don't know if they sell these, man. That would be crazy if they sold these. But all right, here you are, as everyone can see at home, still wrapped in plastic. Still, I like
I
it.
want to see what's inside.
No tamper.
you're
the
killing
tamper
me.
evident. You know, I like to show.
Oh,
We'll do
open
this
it.
here on screen as best as I can because I gotta try not to cut my fingers at the same time. All right.
Yeah, you don't have many left.
Joke never gets old. All right, that tape is like
Nope.
really okay. There it goes. There that goes.
I didn't ask you about your 4th of July. Obviously, you made it out.
Yeah, it was close one, but we made it, man. We made it. We're doing all right.
Yeah.
All right. Yay!
What is it? What is it?
Alrighty. Of course, I get to be the first one to see. Let's opening it carefully.
Was there a little bit of a hiss?
And it's a Darth Vader. So this was box number 59 of 100. And first
If only
thing
it was
is-
10 more. 10 more. That would have been epic.
Ooh.
What do you got? What do you got?
Interesting. It is one.
Is it a piece?
It is one. It says here on the back, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. Congratulations. You've discovered a Star Wars black and white sketch card featuring characters and scenes from Star Wars. And then it's signed or printed and signed by the artist. And the card looks like this. There you go. That is an original art card of Han Solo, it looks like, right? Am I crazy? But that's Han Solo. Like, it's like
You're
weird-
crazy, but that is Han Solo, yes.
And then on the back, there's what it says. It's signed by the artist. And there you go. That is your Star Wars 1 of 1. 1 of 1. It's the only one in existence. It's an original art piece from Star Wars. Congratulations to John C. Smith. And once again, thank you to Hit Parade for being so awesome. And we are gonna, man, Damn, I don't
I'm
wanna open
going
another
to start the
box.
bidding at $2. $2.
That's
Start the
up
bidding
to
at $2.
that's up to John C. Smith. It is his prize. I cannot negotiate for you. You have to reach out to him. But now that means we have left the pop vinyl autographed and the movie script autographed. So if you would like to participate in the next giveaway, which will be happening next Tuesday, which is what, July 16th, it's gonna be a TikTok giveaway. So tomorrow I will post a video on TikTok, and it will very clearly say, this is the giveaway. This is the giveaway video. Like, share, subscribe, whatever, all that stuff, and you'll enter your chance to win. So keep an eye out on TikTok for that video, and best of luck. Thank you for everyone who entered. Don't forget, go to Hit Parade, WTF-NR20, get you $20 off 100. Not 20% off, Angry Elf. You get $20 off any order of 100 or more.
20%, $20, same difference.
Big difference.
Same difference. Money's come off. It's the same
Monies
thing.
and monies. But there you have it. Another wonderful episode of Pop Culture Warrior. Big, again, thank you to Hit Parade for being such an awesome sponsor for the month. Super huge thank you to Teryl Rothery for just being an awesome human being and coming on the show. And yeah, man. And to you, Angry Elf, for hanging out with us, man.
I try.
I appreciate you.
try.
I appreciate you, buddy. You're a cool dude.
Now,
No matter what the chat says, you're a cool dude.
I know I am. My mommy tells me every day I'm. Yes.
Oh man. Any last things you wanted to cover before we call it a night?
Ooh. Agatha.
Yeah.
What did you think about that trailer? I don't want to go in deep detail. Surface response. Surface thoughts.
First half, I was in it. I was feeling it. I was grooving with it. I don't know. Second half, I don't know. I mean, I tell you what, I could pull it up right now. I've got it ready to go. Y'all in the chats, have y'all seen the Agatha trailer? Do you want to see it before we call it a night? I mean,
it's up to the chat.
I'll let the chat decide. We'll give them a second.
I would just say it looks like something that if I get bored in September or October, I might watch it.
Okay. Oh, Billy says yes. Billy says no. Says yes and no. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I got send it. I haven't seen it. I run the whole gambit. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then you know what? Let's do that. All right.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Let's see. Where's the button at? There it is.
Another beautiful day.
Surprised to see you out here, Detective. Jane Doe. Found her down here by the water.
Cause?
Blunt force trauma.
What happened to you? I have a lead in the case, but I can't shake this feeling I'm seeing it wrong.
Is this really how you see yourself? That witch is gone, leaving you trapped in her distorted spell. Claw your way out.
I miss the glory days. She took every bit of power I had, but I can beat that witch again. Well, the gang's all here. Let's hit the road. I'm gonna walk walk the witch's road. The road is a death wish. Join me.
What witch in her right mind would join Agatha Harkness's coven?
Not looking for right-minded witches, as it happens.
Sweetheart, you okay? Oh my God! Whoa, what's she doing? Where's she going?
And there you have it, folks. And there you have it. Agatha all along. Let me be clear. I like Catherine Hahn as an actress. I
Yes.
like Aubrey Plaza. Really like Aubrey
Absolutely.
Plaza as an actress.
Yep.
I don't know. I like the fact that they're kind of leaning into, like, hey, there you go, like Dever says, dark. They're leaning into because this is going to come around like Halloween time. It's like September, October. They're leaning into the witchcraft and the dark. They're using Catherine Hahn as they do, which is, comedic while still being menacing. I don't know, man. I don't know. Something
No.
feels off about this one. And I said, the first half of the trailer, they actually, I was kind of digging it. I can't put my finger on it. I think if they would have took this movie similar to what they did with WandaVision, right? But instead of going through the ages of sitcom TV, put a spin on it that she's like, she's trying to get out of this hex, and because of the way it touched her, like, we obviously start out where she's in like a detective show. It's like that's
Right.
the feeling is that she's in a detective show.
Yeah.
But make that the whole show, the same way that they did in WandaVision, where she's working through different genres to get back to herself. And then you can end the show with her getting kind of back to normal or whatever. But I love, like, one episode she's like on a CSI show, and then another episode she's in a, I don't know, whatever. It could be a horror, thing. And but that idea of working through genres, I think I thought that would have been interesting.
Who knows?
So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that may be what they're going for. I don't know. This just, the only thing I keep saying is, even though some of the players are really good, who asked for this?
Yeah. And when we were just talking that, like, I don't mind series that
Yeah.
you want to see what the characters are doing between movies, right? Or series where it's leading somewhere. And so I look at Loki, and that's just like, oh, what's this character doing off screen? Or Falcon and Winter Soldier, where say, hey, we're building towards, the new Captain America and the Thunderbolts and things like that. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. This feels, unless it ties in some huge, magnificent way, this just kind of feels like, hey, we had to pay Catherine Hahn a lot of money, so, and people liked her character, so let's just do a spin-off series. And it's like, it didn't need to be,
Unless all the footage we've seen are from like the first two episodes, and somehow, some way, this ties back into Werewolf by Night and the whole horror side of Marvel, and it'll be continued in Blade if it ever gets made.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. I think this phase of Marvel has been multiversal. And then if you look at things like Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, there's been a big push, even the Doctor Strange 2, a very big push into the occult right? This idea of supernatural forces. So I don't know, maybe that's where it kind of ties it, because everything is either occult or multiversal, like every property that's come out this phase. So obviously this
I
falls
mean,
into the occult category.
maybe Ryan Gosling will appear in Agatha all along.
Why?
You heard the rumors that he's supposed to be the next Ghost Rider, right?
Oh my God! Don't buy into all that nonsense.
Oh, I don't buy into anything. If the army
That's
has taught me anything,
nonsense.
believe nothing what you hear and half of what you see. I
That
mean,
is accurate.
but it would be funny if he shows up, or better yet, what if Nick Cage shows up?
I'm over the rumor mill. Just about
What?
everybody at some point
I'm
has
starting
been.
rumors. What are you talking about?
Okay, I will tell you, I'm in Deadpool and Wolverine. Jesus, God, I make a cameo appearance. I have a Deadpool variant and a Wolverine variant. Yeah, it's
Sweet. I'll be buying next week, and I'll have you sign my underwear.
there you go. All right, ladies and
I,
Jessica Alba should be the next Ghost Rider. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'll take it. You know, Jessica
she's
Alba
in
was
that
talking
Princess
about.
Leia bikini, sure.
Yeah, she was talking about rebooting Dark Angel. Remember Dark Angel?
Yep.
Oh my God! Like, why? Why does they? That was fine for the early 2000s. It doesn't need to be out now. It
No,
just it doesn't.
no. I mean, the first season was great. The second season was hot
Yeah,
tilapia in the freaking microwave.
like most shows, they blow their load on the first season and they have no idea where to go.
Yeah.
Um, real quick, let's do a quick reminder for the folks who maybe this is your first time joining us, or you're kind of new to this whole thing of what's going on. Let me introduce you to the slate of programming we have here at WTF Nation Radio. It starts the week off on Sundays with the Sports Bar, and that's with King and with Coach, and they're, bringing you all those sports news with the balls and the bats and the hoops and the posts and the referees and umpires and all that stuff. They do that. They're good at that over there. Then we move on to Mondays, the Monday edition with Ice and Massey. And boy, howdy, do they put on a good show. And that's where you get all your news, your commentary, your discussions, your debates on what's going on in the world today. Yes, Davers and Pucks. Can't forget the Pucks. Then you got Tuesdays right here. CQ, this guy. And sometimes that guy. Angry Elf, And other times,
Me.
the other guys. And we tell you, stuff about things and things about stuff. And sometimes we give stuff away. Sometimes we promise everybody stuff, even though it's not really us. But, that's neither
It's
here
that
nor there.
Nigerian prince again.
That damn Nigerian prince. Wednesdays, you got the Smoke Pit. That's Radar and TZ. God, they do good stuff over there. I really enjoy watching them work. So tune in tomorrow night for the Smoke Pit. They're fun. They're fun. Thursday nights, Sergeant's Time. Ice and Spanky bringing you all your military news for all y'all that are still in. That's where you want to go. You want to bitch? That's where you bitch. You want to talk about your leadership? You want to talk about your peoples, your units, what's going on? That's your place. Find out. Fridays, and we've got to update this slide deck here, but Kaz has taken some time off, and so Friday Night Freedom is on a hiatus. In its place, every other Friday, we're bringing you FTX, the Friday Tabletop Exercise. And I bring the guys over. We go into the FTX studios and we play board games and card games and dice games. And we just sit around, shoot the shit, and we talk with the audience live. And it's a bunch of vets drinking, laughing, having a good time. You should check us out. We're a lot of fun. And then also not on the list, Saturday nights, we've got weekend co-ops with Nemo. And basically he plays online video games, co-ops, playing with other people, talking about all nonsense and having a good time, playing some games, talking to the audience, talking to his whoever he's playing games with, talking about mental health resources and all types of things. And Scott says CQ's casually taking over WTF Nation Radio. First Tuesdays, now Fridays, and pretty soon the rest of the week. It's just gonna be all CQ all the time. Anyway, sorry, lost myself there for a second.
Wait. Does anybody have a problem with that? I mean, can you imagine CQ?
All the giveaways. Imagine giveaways
No,
every day
I'm
of the
not
week.
talking about the giveaways. I'm just talking about CQ. He never sleeps. He just does, he's constantly broadcasting
24 hours a day. It's now just the Truman Show, but it's CQ. It's just I'll have cameras throughout my house, and you can just watch me.
Oh
as
no,
I
no,
do
no,
all the
no, no,
things.
no. We're going way too far with that. No, not.
You're
There's certain
welcome.
parts of your life I don't want to see.
Oh man. Dude. Alrighty. Anywho's
Hey.
I think. What's up?
You need a book. FTX, August 9th is happening.
Join us Sunday, Church with CQ. Praise the CQ. You said August.
August 9th. I'm darkening your doorstep.
Oh, yeah, that's an FTX night, man. Bring it.
Okay. Pick your best game. Let's play a good one that night. I'm coming. I'll bring the
All of
goodies.
the ones we play are a good one.
I mean the best of the best.
The best of the best. We can do like a fan vote. People that have watched far, which one they've liked the most watching us play. Because I've enjoyed every game we've played. They're just different styles. You know what I mean? There's more battling. There's more resource gathering. There's more pure luck involved. There's more skill involved. But Dever says James Bond 007 multiplayer. That is a good one to bring up for. I'm torn because that's a weekend co-op kind of thing because it's a game. But I mean, it is you get guys together and do like a split screen, session that's more of a head to head. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Your mouth to God's ears. We'll figure it out.
But Nemo cameos on your FTX, right?
He does. Yeah, we can do like a crossover. Yeah,
maybe that could be a multi-night event.
An FTX weekend co-ops crossover event. Just says Counter-Strike LAN party. God, man, I miss the old LAN party days.
CQ, do you remember the days sitting in? I know.
Yes.
But sitting in Afghaniland playing Halo 2, I know Billy Bunting does. Yes. Playing Halo on LAN. There may have been a controller or two broken playing those games.
Good old memories. Good old days. Oh, Halo. God bless. It's just not the same. I tried to play Halo the other day. I'm like, it's just not the same. Play classic Monopoly. Whew. You want to see a bunch of old vets that are drinking get into a fist fight. That is a surefire way to get it done.
I was going to say, hey, leave your guns at the door.
That's when I'm like, and this murder is sponsored by Hit Parade.
Hey, no, leave that at the door. Mrs. CQ will be the bouncer. She will be the one that frisk us.
Yes, everyone gets a pat down. Alrighty. Hey, this has been a lot of fun. We've kept you here long enough. I appreciate all you for watching. Stay tuned. Man, so much. I've had emails come in while we've been live where I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to announce that. We'll talk offline. Me and you will talk offline. Stay tuned. Great guests coming up. 2 more weeks of fabulous prizes. Some might say the best prizes are remaining. The Pop Funko and the autograph
script.
I mean, it's someone's there.
Anybody's guess what it is.
Is it Joseph? There you go. There's Nemo in the chats. He says weekend co-ops exist because I miss those old LAN parties. There you go.
Yeah, Nemo.
Nemo, we got to do it, man. We got to do it. We've got some conventions coming up. We've got Shore Leave coming up. We've got San Diego Comic-Con coming up. I will be live at MGS Con in Long Beach, California. That's coming up. New York Comic-Con coming up. We have got massive coverage. We have massive news to announce. When I say our fall slate of guests is probably going to be the best collection of guests we've had in a season ever. So, hey Nemo, if you're out there, Scott's asking for the Discord for the co-op, man. Drop it in the chat so people can find it. And Max and Me signed by Paul Rudd. That's adorable. That's adorable. That's the script. It's gonna be Max and Me signed by Paul Rudd. I would take it. I'm a big Paul Rudd fan. I like it. Alrighty. Have I forgotten anything else? I don't think so.
We could talk for hours about nonsense.
Do you have the Comic-Con of my face on your list? I'm just kidding. I think that's a good place to end it. I think the audience is getting delirious.
Goodbye, nurse.
All right. Hey, Angry Elf, any last final parting words for us before we cut it off for tonight?
Don't eat Cheetos and beat off because it turned your dick orange.
Outstanding. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Shots.
Doc! Oh, no! We're too late! We missed it! Oh, jeez, this is heavy. Wait a minute, Doc, I got a time machine. I'm just gonna punch in the coordinates. Pop Culture Warrior, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on W.T.F. Nation Radio. Now crank this bad boy up to 88 miles per hour.
Let's see it.